When it comes to Trump, I don't think it's about the art of the deal. I think it's the art of about nothing ever agreed. And looking at Trump through the prism of his recent meeting with Zelensky, the issues of Crimea and the peace negotiations, the theatre of diplomacy is as unstable as Trump's own Twitter feed. The other day, at the Vatican, on this somber occasion of Pope Francis's funeral, Trump and Zelensky sat down face to face. Zelensky, steely and unflinching, reiterated that Crimea, allegedly Russian, annexed illegally by Russia in 2014, remains the property of Ukraine. Trump, however, told reporters last night that he believes Zelensky was ready to give up Crimea. It's an astonishing assertion, directly contradicting Zelensky's public position, which lays bare the foundational rule of Trumpian negotiation: interpretation trumps fact. And Trump's declaration was made public despite what Zelensky was saying. It was published, two published US peace plans that astonishingly proposed Russia should retain captured territories, proposals described by the German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius as akin to a capitulation. Yet even amid all this inconsistency, Trump continues to claim he sympathizes with Zelensky's plight, praises his hard work, and even expresses disappointment with Putin's continued bombing, but awards Crimea to Russia. So Trump, speaking from both sides of his mouth, a feat not unfamiliar to those who've dealt with him, I gather. What we see here is not simply inconsistency, it's fundamental disdain for any fixed agreement. With Trump, agreements are transient, contingent upon mood, headlines and personal pique. He vacillates between supporting Ukraine and undermining it, just as he once wobbled between supporting NATO and dismissing it as obsolete, just as he veered from threatening North Korea with fire and fury to professing love for Kim Jong-un. So when Trump says he has an agreement, what he means is he has an agreement today and it might not exist tomorrow. And in the case of Ukraine, Trump's capriciousness is particularly lethal. He presents Ukrainian sovereignty and the blood of thousands as mere bargaining chips to be traded for the illusion of the art of the deal. But diplomacy is not property development. You cannot bulldoze a battlefield and erect a golf course. And the shifting positions are designed, wittingly or unwittingly, to create confusion, not clarity. Confusion keeps Trump at the centre of attention. It makes him the indispensable broker of uncertainty. And the result is a diplomacy trapped in a vicious cycle. Promises are made, often exaggerated, often based on gut feeling. Realities intervene, exposing the inadequacy and the impracticality of keeping those promises. Blame is reassigned, usually to Obama, Biden, NATO, or an invented villain. And the agreement evaporates, and Trump claims to have been betrayed. This is precisely why Trump's latest assurances that Putin will sign a peace deal within 2 weeks or less are meaningless. He will simply declare victory regardless of what happens, whether or not Ukraine survives intact. And even when pressed about trusting Putin, Trump's evasive, non-committal answer, "I'll let you know in 2 weeks," shows he cannot bind himself to even the simplest proposition. Donald Trump's diplomacy is not diplomacy at all. It's performance art, where agreements exist to be brandished and discarded depending on the applause at the moment. Zelensky, steadfast and statesmanlike, understands what Trump does not. True peace requires permanence, not performance. It requires commitments that survive the camera flash. If people say Zelensky is an actor, well, he is the true actor. He is the genuine actor who understands that a performance doesn't stop when the cameras go away. The performance continues. But for Trump, it's a performance that is there simply for the camera. It's more important, that camera moment is more important than the piece, and the deal is only as real as his next impulsive act. He cannot be relied on. So the world must treat any deal brokered by Trump not as a binding commitment, but as a suggestion subject to immediate retraction. The art of Trump's deal, it turns out, is the art of the deal that never was.